Hey, what's up guys, Gallatin here, coming to you guys with a video today going over the reveal of King of Knights Alfred. So, he is here. And yeah, Alfred has got some friends with him, which come from the Skyride manga, funnily enough. Basically the premise of this is that I believe Zero, the protagonist in the manga, he's actually met up with Aichi. And that's why you have a correlation here with those two characters with Zero and Vyrgilla, as well as Alfred. So yeah, they've kind of joined together, and Zero and Vyrgilla are actually going to be treated as royal paladins, as support for Alfred in the form of Gallatin and Soul Saver Dragon, which is interesting. I will say that I do hope at some point they actually do give us like proper artwork for a Gallatin and a Soul Saver retrain. But yeah, in the meantime though, I actually don't mind Zero and Vyrgilla because I've actually been playing the Vyrgilla deck recently, and yeah, I actually kind of like the characters themselves. So yeah, integrating them into the Alfred deck is going to be different, but like I said, they are basically just Gallatin and Soul Saver, but it's just different versions of them with Zero and Vyrgilla. So with that being said, we will start things off with Zero, I think, with Starry Sky Knight Zero. So this of course does, this is Tret as Knight of Silence Gallatin as a continuous skill. So he's got three other skills here. A lot of text. So the first one is, if you have a Vanguard with only Royal Paladin for its clan, this cost may be paid with Energy Blast 3. So the skill is, when this unit is placed on rear, if you do not have a rear guard with the same card name as this unit, you can clear the cost of Counterblast 1 to draw a card. So yeah, so if you've got a Royal Paladin Vanguard, you can Energy Blast 3 instead to get a draw, which is pretty nice. Otherwise, you're going to be playing a Counterblast, which obviously in the deck, you're primarily going to be having Royal Paladin Vanguard. So yeah, you'll basically be doing this as a Energy Blast 3 instead. Although you could use this in other decks, but you just have to play a Counterblast instead. So yeah. The next skill is Auto Rear. When this unit attacks a greater or greater unit, this unit gets 5,000 power to the end of that battle. And then if you have 4 or more units, it gets 10,000 instead of 5,000. So yeah, sort of leaning into the Royal Paladin aesthetic of having board presence to gain more power, basically. So yeah. And then the last skill here is Auto Rearguard once per turn. When this unit attacks, if you have a Vanguard with only Royal Paladin for its clan, and you Persona roll this turn, and this unit stood by your Vanguard's ability this turn, you can pay the cost of Counterblast 1, and your opponent cannot activate the auto abilities of their cards until the end of the battle. So yeah, first thing that says to me is, obviously Sentinels are auto abilities, so it'll be able to turn those off so they can't activate them. Not too sure on like other interactions that I may have. I think some blitz orders maybe won't be able to activate during that time frame as well. So it's a somewhat of a guard restrict, but slightly differently. It's specifically auto abilities. So yeah, if they're able to guard in other ways, that will still work. It's just auto abilities themselves won't activate for the Battle of Gallatin, basically. So pretty interesting, but also pretty good, just in general. You know, it gives the deck a go-to finisher, pretty much, to help seal games. So that's pretty nice. So moving on, we have the new Soul Saver Dragon in the form of Vyrgilla, which is Shining Wing Star Dragon Vyrgilla. So of course, is Tret as Soul Saver Dragon. So the skill is Continuous Rearguard during your turn. If you have a greater or greater Vanguard with Alfred in its card name, this unit gets 5,000 power. And then if your opponent's Vanguard is greater or greater, this unit gets all of the following. Okay, so we do have to bear in mind that going first, this card isn't going to pop off as much. So that is worth knowing. So the following, this is Auto Front or Rearguard Circle. At the beginning of your battle phase, you can Counterblast 1 to choose 3 of your units, and they get 5,000 power until the end of turn. And then if you Persona wrote this turn, you choose all of your units instead of 3. So, pretty cool. So the Persona Ride turn is going to be pretty good. Because you're going to have the Persona Ride power, and then Soul Sabers are going to buff everything by an extra 5k as well, which, you know, 5k to the field it's pretty decent. So yeah. And also, am I reading this right? What if you had like 2 of these? I mean, it would be a Counterblast 2, which is quite costly, but you could do this twice, right? So that's something worth knowing. So second skill with this is that you get from the following. Auto Rearguard. When this unit attacks, if this unit stood by your Vanguard's ability this turn, and a drive check was not performed during the battle your Rearguard attacked this turn, you can pay the cost of Soul Blast 1 King of Knights Alfred. Until the end of that battle, increase or decrease this unit's drive by to 1, and this unit performs drive checks. So it's pretty much Gabuelius, kind of, right? It's just not limit break restricted. You do need to have a King of Knights Alfred in Soul, so they really only want you to use Soul Saver pretty much on your turn 4. Because even if you go on your turn 3, unless you're going second, the card's not going to do a whole lot. But I tell you what, though, it's a really good catch-up mechanism when you do go second. Like, this is a huge swing of momentum when you're doing, like, the +5 to the entire field. And then on your turn 4, you can then Soul Blast the King of Knights Alfred out when you're Persona Road to then get an extra drive check through this. So, yeah, so you do going to get the 1 drive, in case I'm misspeaking here, because you do reduce it down to 1 drive, but it now performs drive checks on the Rearguard circle. So, yeah, it's pretty much similar to Gabuelius in a way. That's the way I see this card. But yeah, it's still pretty solid though, pretty good. Huge power swing, and a drive check on a Rearguard is always scary. So really, really cool. All right, now we have the king, the man himself, King of Knights Alfred. So he has got 1, 2, 3 skills. So the first one is Continuous Vanguard. During your turn, this unit... okay. This unit cannot be boosted. So they've kept that in from the original King of Knights Alfred. That's really funny. So yeah, he cannot be boosted. And if your soul has a Blaster Blade, this unit gets 2,000 power for each of your Rearguards. Really cool. And then if it got 8,000 or more power, and your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, this unit gets critical +1. Okay. I really like this. This is very, very flavorful to Alfred. Of course, the original couldn't be boosted. This makes me laugh more so because one of my friends, Jordan, was actually talking about this idea, about integrating the not boost skill. And I was just sort of like, come on now. Because that just to me screams, you know, Graham Grace version 8, you know what I mean? And that got me really worried. But this is very flavorful. I do like this. You know, TK for each Rearguard as well. That's, again, what the old Alfred did. They have integrated the addition of, like, he gains a critical if you've got, you know, 8,000 or more power and your opponent's grade 3. So, again, a good catching up tool for when you're going second. And they have made Blaster Blade relevant still by needing him in your soul as well. So that is really, really good. I do like that. All right, so we're not done yet. We have more skills. So next one is Act Vanguard Circle. Once per turn, you can pay the cost of Energy Blast 3 to search your deck for up to 1 grade 3 or less card with only Royal Paladin for its clan. Call it to Rearguard Circle and then shuffle your deck. And then choose one of your units with the auto abilities and reduce the next time you pay the cost of that unit's ability by Counterblast 1 until end of turn. I called this, by the way, and my friend John will know this because I directly, when I was talking to him about some ideas I had with Alfred, so I was actually saying the idea of like reducing the counterblast cost of Blaster Blade because, yeah, paying a CB to retire something these days, it's not good enough. So I'm really happy that they've implemented a skill to reduce the counterblast. And also, you could use this with both the Soul Saver Dragon and the Gallatin as well. So that's actually pretty cool. So you got a bit of choice there with what you want to do particularly. Which makes me think, actually, I don't know if you'd bother with, like, extra Blaster Blades in the main deck. I'm not too sure, because you'd want the one on the right deck so that Alfred can gain the skill. But after that, do you need more copies? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Unless it's something that I'm missing, by all means. But anyway, we've got one more skill to go over. So, Auto Vanguard once per turn. When this unit attacks, you can pay the cost of Counterblast 1. Choose one of your rearguards with only Royal Paladin for its clan. Okay, that's where it could come up. And stand it. And then if your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, choose 2 instead of 1. Okay, thank you. So we do get 5 attacks in the deck. I do like that. So we're not a 4 attack Andy. I've had enough of that. And it does feel like we need at least 5 attacks these days, doesn't it? But yeah, the fact that we need Royal Paladin specifically with this as well, again, I love the flavour there. Just absolutely perfect. But yeah, maybe that could be enough reason to put more Blaster Blades in the main deck, to have more targets for you to restand. Since you, even though it does say choose 2 instead, they still have to be Royal Paladins, so do bear that in mind. But yeah, we'll have to go over exactly what to run in the deck and how to fill the extra spots up. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I really like this. Again, the fact that they've implemented the cannot be boost skill is just really funny. Yeah, this is really, really nice. And I did notice as well later on, because my friends have been posting the reveals here. Thank you to Kathy, by the way. She was on the ball with posting the reveals. I think Blastblade is getting a reprint, fortunately. So, yeah, we have Blastblade, the Vanguard, and the regular Blastblade to look forward to in the Festival Collection, which, thank God, because I'd really feel bad for people that haven't got Blasterblades from, like, you know, years ago when it came out in set 5. And then Alfred comes out and it's like, hey, do you have Blasterblade? No? Okay. Well, you can't play me then. So, yeah. So I'm really happy that they are deciding to give him a reprint there. So really good stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty delighted with all this. It's really cool. Like I say, super happy with how they've designed Alfred. I was pretty much in the same sort of ballpark with like the reduction of the counterblast. Felt like I did well there in terms of my thinking. Yeah, the power gain skill is really cool. The fact that you gain crit, you need Blaster Blade and Soul as well. Yeah, I'm really liking this. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that's it going to be for me. Tell me your thoughts about this in the comments below. Would love to hear them. And yeah, until next time, this is Guardian, signing out.